Last year, I took my son and his friend to the pool to go hang out and have a good time. And I was laying out in the sun, like tanning, and I was listening to this energy healer and priestess who I really enjoy. And she was talking about one of the programs that she offers. And she said, I sell consciousness. And I thought that was a really interesting way for her to describe what it is that she does. And I sat there and I was thinking about it. I was like, oh, yeah, in a way, I do too. And to explain that a little bit more in depth is what I do is I help people remember themselves. I help them remember their magic and their multidimensionality and their ability to connect to these different facets that are outside of this human incarnation. I help them see their behavioral patterns and their triggers, and so that they can mitigate through life a lot easier. I help them see their blockages. They're not really blockages, they're more like challenges that we have put in our life in order to grow and evolve and expand. I help them reach new levels of peace and joy and happiness and feeling safe and secure. I help liberate their inner children and their inner teens and clear all of the PTSD and trauma out of their chakra system and their auric field and their light bodies. Help them connect to different timeline versions of self, because when I first started my spiritual awakening journey, I was in a completely different place in my life, okay? With just everything, relationships, career, finances. I was just really going through it, to be honest. And I decided to dedicate my life to getting myself out of that hole, which I did. And the way that I got there was by learning how to raise my consciousness, learning how to raise my vibration and frequency and become a match to the things that I desired and wanted in life. And that took a lot of time and energy, which I am so happy that I spent so many years doing that, because now I'm living fully in my passion and my purpose, and I found my soul tribe members, and oh, I'm teared up. And there's just so many beautiful things that I get to experience now because I devoted myself to myself and improving my self-concept and my self-love and my confidence and becoming a leader and becoming very accountable and determined and goal-oriented and showing up for others every day, showing up for myself every day, learning that I am Sage in this incarnation, but there are so many more facets of self that are available for me. It takes a lot of time to manifest in the 3D realm. Okay, in the masculine context of hustling and grinding and doing all these action steps, when you can manifest in a feminine way, this is where you are able to go within self through the etheric realms. Connect with the version of you that it already has these things in their life. Start to learn how to embody their energetics, and when you speak to them, they give you completely different instructions than what you have available to you right now. Okay, I actually talked about that earlier with a group I was hosting. Is I was experiencing some self-limiting beliefs, and I wasn't able to work through them, and then I started getting really panicky and like, oh, what do I need to do to create a shift here? And if you just keep on doing the same thing, you're going to get the same results. So I said, instead, I'm going to go in meditation and I'm going to connect with future Sage, and maybe she can give me some insights. And so I went in meditation and started connecting with my reality that I want to shift into. And when I felt the sense of peace and happiness and joy of this is not a dream, this is an actual time and space that I am connecting into, that Sage was actually talking back to this present one and saying, I'm actually taking completely different action steps than you. That's why I'm here. Okay, so these are the things that we need to do in order to create forward movement. And then when I got back to this time and space in the current, I was like, oh, okay. I was getting all flustered for no reason. She's actually experienced so much peace in her life. That's where I need to come from before I'm taking these action steps. But then she did give me like specific, tangible tools to do. But it far extends past that. In learning how to heal my inner children and my teens, I did not realize that I was teaching myself how to access my own Akashic records and different incarnations, because When we are healing our inner children and teens on an Akashic level, multidimensional level, you're not healing a memory. You're actually talking to their consciousness in a different time and space, and you're able to liberate them from that PTSD and trauma so that they can experience more joy and whimsy and magic in their lives and your lives as well. You're timeline healing. Well, that gave me access to different incarnations as well. And a lot of people will say, hey, Sage, how were you able to skyrocket and accelerate your channeling abilities, your psychic abilities, your energy healing abilities, your coaching abilities? Because I don't just rely on me. I have been able to connect to different shaman versions of myself, and priestesses and alchemists and magicians and Reiki masters and quantum healers and light language practitioners that are not in this incarnation. They're from different time and space points. And I have learned how to channel their energy and their abilities from them. Oh, 444 on my phone. So I do not have to spend as much human time learning the modalities. It's something that I can simply inherit from these different facets of self, implement, integrate, and then share with the community and collective and my clients. Even goes further out than that. You can connect to the Akashic field of people throughout history, okay, that have the wherewithal and the knowledge and the insight that you are searching for. Connect into different animal consciousness with Mother Gaia, with the elements. Like, there's so many different things that can be a teacher for you. And you take all of these things and you apply them to your life, and the fact that you don't have to get triggered. And I'm not saying I'm above being triggered, but it is a completely different way of existence. It is when I do get triggered, or when I do get upset, or when I do have big emotions come up, or I have self-limiting beliefs or doubts or imposter syndrome, all of these things that used to vex me and take me under, and I would spend so much time and energy just spiraling out of control with these things. That doesn't really happen anymore. I have conversations with self or different facets of me. Instead of looking for external validation or external answers, I'm able to go within and find those, because working within your Akashic records or your multidimensional self is being able to see yourself through different perceptual lenses. You're all each other, okay? We all come from source. We're all coming from creation. We are source. We are the creator that decided to experience itself in different forms. Okay, so when you get to that level of understanding, of course you have all the answers, you have all the guidance, you have all the insights and the downloads. They're all ultimately coming from you. And one of the ways that you get to that place of manifestation, and it's not even manifestation at that point, it's actually creation, because you understand that you are source. Everything outside of you is not real. It is all a hologram. It is an illusion. It is a way for us to experience self. Everything that is real is in here. You have to be able to build an internal world of abundance and prosperity and peace and safety and security in order to see that reflected outside of you. That's why a lot of people are getting stuck with their manifesting, where it used to work really great for them, especially my action-oriented persons. And because success used to be something that we could achieve outside of us and then prove our worthiness. But now we've moved on over into the feminine age, where you have to feel all of those things within first, then see it reflected outside of you. And the beautiful thing is, you can teach yourself these things. I did, but sometimes it's easier with a guide, a mentor, a teacher to illuminate your path on how to reach higher consciousness, because they have a lot of tools and resources and have been there in their own journey. And if this sounds in resonance with you, I have 2 different programs where we can work together. They're the Alchemist Journey and the Priestess Path.